Yes, Rabbi. Let's begin with some music.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is good to see all of you. If you're not in gallery view, we encourage you to do so to see the members of our community at this time of physical isolation, but it's good to be together through Zoom. So let's all greet each other with a heart tap. I see people from all over the country. It's good to see you from Florida and California and lots of places in between, as together we celebrate Shabbat. To the members of our community of the Christian faith, we wish you a Merry Christmas. We hope you had a meaningful day, a day filled with joy. For our Jewish community, in many ways, today felt like Shabbat. So I hope you had a restful day as things were closed. And there's kind of a unique beauty to moving from a restful Friday into a Shabbat. I feel like we begin a step ahead. So it's kind of nice to really move from a sense of relaxation to the embrace of this day of rest. And so let's insert a prayer, especially for this week, the words Maya Fe Hayom. How beautiful is this day on which we celebrate Shabbat.
Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom. The words are just Shabbat Shalom. Please join with me. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom. Maya Fe. Maya Fe Hayom. Shabbat, Shalom. Maya Fe Hayom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom.
And so we continue with the lighting of our Sabbath candles. If you have candles at home, we invite you to light them at this time. There is no bar mitzvah this weekend because of the holiday. And so maybe we'll be able to spotlight a few members of our community lighting candles. As Cantor, you lead us in the prayer.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
So beautiful, Cantor, to see members of our community lighting candles.
Indeed.
Now let us all join together in song with the words of Shalom Alechem. Come, let us greet Shabbat together. The ministering angels that bring us peace, we welcome you into our presence.
Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 boechem, Shalom. Shalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Ay, 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 tzichem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom,
Continue to celebrate Shabbat, the words L'chadodi Likrat Shabbat. We welcome the Sabbath bride with joy.
Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad, Hishmi'anu el ha'miyuchad, Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, L'shem ultiferet v'li tehila, Lecha Dodi, Likrat Kala, Hine Shabbat, Nekabela, Lecha שבת לכוון אלך, כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם, נסוכה סוף מעשה, במחשבה תחילה לך דודי, לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, אורי אורי, שיר דברי כבוד אדוני, עלייך נגלה לך דודי, לקראת קלה, הנה שבת נקבלה, יללי, אללי, we invite you now, if you're able to, in body or spirit, please rise to greet the Sabbath bride. Boi v'shalom, ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tzola, toch emunei hamsegula, boi chala, boi chala, olech dodi, likrat kala, o pnei Shabbat nekabela, olech dodi, likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela, pnei Shabbat nekabela.
And continuing together with the words of Shema, those simple words, reminders of the notion that God is everywhere, God is all around us, if we only tune in.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
If you're still standing, we invite you to take a seat once again. Place yourself in gallery view. And Rabbi Sherman.
Amidst the darkness around us, we brought in light into the world through our Shabbat candles as we welcomed Shabbat. And we bring it in with love and friendship and peace. And so let us continue with Let There Be Love.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Hashivenu Adonai Eloheinu Hashivenu Lishalom V'ha'amidenu Shomreinu L'chaim Ufros Aleinu Sukkot Shlomecha Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu Hashkivenu L'shalom. Let there be love, let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm.
On Shabbat, our Amidah is filled with blessings of gratitude rather than asks or desires or wants from God, things that we request, bakashot. On Shabbat, we say thank you. We say thank you for the blessings, expressing our gratitude in so many different ways. And so as we prepare to recite an invocation, an opening to our Amidah, I'd like us to place in the chat box words of gratitude. What is your blessing that you are praying for this Shabbat? Let's begin with Adonai Svatai.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach V'yagid Tehilatecha Adonai Sefatai Tiftach V'yagid Tehilatecha. Open up our lips so we may praise your name. Open up our hearts so we may feel our pain. Open up our souls and let our love make us whole. We will praise your name, Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, V'yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai, Sefatai Tiftach, V'yagid Tehilatecha.
Let's take a moment in personal reflection, either meditating on our thoughts in our hearts or reflecting on the beautiful words of gratitude and blessing in our chat box.
הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל. יעשה שלום, יעשה שלום, שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל.
Thank you, Ryan. And so let us take a moment and offer prayers for those who are in need of healing of mind, of body, of spirit, or of soul. So if you are thinking of someone near or far, I invite you to place their names in the chat box as we allow ourselves to offer prayers of healing and blessing upon them.
מקור הברכה לאמותינו. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
And of course, on Shabbat, we also give thanks for the sacred moments we've shared during this past week with words of Shehechianu. I do want to say I am grateful to hear Ryan playing the piano. for the first time. It's nice to hear the piano on Zoom. Ryan, if you will meet him in person one day, but Ryan is our rabbinic intern, a student at Hebrew College, and has lent the beauty of his soul to our community. And I'm just absolutely thrilled to learn of this new dimension of your own spirituality that you're bringing to us. I also want to acknowledge birthdays this evening. Raise your hand. I know Carol Klingen celebrates a birthday. Ryan has a birthday too. Other birthdays as I kind of scroll through. How about anniversaries? I know Jerry and Susan Slavitt celebrated their 54th anniversary.
Rabbi, I think it might be 75 for Bunny and Steve Cohen. I saw something in the chat.
I hope it's not their 75th anniversary. That would be pretty extraordinary.
I think it's his birthday.
Okay. I should say that I know that there was a time when many Jews were married on Christmas Day. I'm told because it was a less expensive time to get married for many. Others, clergy, as you scroll through, I believe you've noticed some other simchas. Anyone else?
Yes, I hear that Dr. Belsky is officially retiring after many years of wonderful service.
Mazel tov. Well, for all of these things then, if we can consider maybe some of the new things we experienced this past week, we give thanks to God, as together we say.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen. So Rabbi Sapphire, you are delivering the Devar Torah this evening. Bavakasha.
Thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. So I have to admit that this isn't usually where I am on Christmas. This may be only the third or so time in my life when I haven't been in Pennsylvania for Christmas Day with my dad, who is Christian, and his family who celebrate the holiday. It's typically the one special time a year when the entire family gathers. And I have to admit, it's something I look forward to every year. For me, it's the family meals, the laughter over silly gift exchanges, the way time slows down for a few days, catching up with my cousins, and spending precious time with my 93-year-old grandmother. And I'm really missing it this year. But then I realize Christmas is not my holiday, it's theirs. For my family, while Christmas is an important family gathering, it's even more than that, much more. It's one of the highlights of their Christian faith, a spiritual feeling of rebirth. It's a sense of hope, blessing, and peace. The immaterial gifts of Christmas give them purpose to live with meaning in the year ahead. While I might feel sad that I won't get to join in the joy of family gathering, I feel even more sad this year that my family will not get to experience and celebrate Christmas in the ways that are most meaningful to them. I always make a practice of sincerely telling my Christian relatives, Merry Christmas. But this year, I think it's even more important that they know how much I mean it. For empathetically, as a Jew who has celebrated many virtually and socially distant Jewish holidays in the past year, especially Shabbat every single week, I understand their loss and sadness exactly. In this week's Torah portion by Yigash, we see a brilliant example of empathy. Joshua, now second in command to Pharaoh, receives his brothers at the royal palace. His brothers do not recognize him and frankly don't even know that he is alive. After putting his brothers up to the test to see if they have matured and changed, Joseph makes a steep demand of his brothers to return to Canaan, but to leave the youngest brother Benjamin there with him. Judah stands up to Joseph to compassionately say that it just cannot be so. For if they return to Canaan without Benjamin, then their aging father Jacob will die of heart sickness, as he has already lost his dear son Joseph. Joseph feels this pain deep in his heart, so much so that he overcomes the begrudging feelings he has against his brothers who once tried to kill him. The verse reads, "V'lo yachol Yosef lihitzapek." Joseph is not able to hold himself back. He cannot restrain these strong feelings. He cries out to have everyone withdraw from him so he can stand alone. Then comes a very powerful line. Joseph is alone when Behitvada Yosef, he makes himself known to his brothers. The verb lihitvada is used here in the reflexive, usually translated as an action that one takes upon oneself. Rabbi Sisselmine shared with me this week that it could also be read as he got to know himself for the root, from the exact translation of the root. In other words, before Joseph could empathize and feel another's pain, he had to find himself first. He couldn't feel and understand so deeply the experience of another until he understood himself, until he felt comfortable in his own skin, proud of himself. In other words, in order for us to fully connect with our Christian friends, family, and neighbors, to know their experience at this season, we have to be proud of our own Jewish identity first. We do not stand alone in order to be jealous of or different from, but rather when we are able to know ourselves, we can more deeply know another. I also want to note that exercising empathy is a honed skill. It's not easy to be empathetic. Psychologists remind us that those who are empathetic are those who are able to feel and acknowledge the feelings one has inside of oneself first. A repression of one's feelings does not lead to empathy. Empathy often comes with maturity too. It's a value to practice and strengthen. When we read of Joseph in his youth, he does not appear to even know what empathy is. He has come a long way. Now, in this moment of reconciliation, Joseph weeps upon his brothers, offering forgiveness in a way that completely absolves his brothers' wrongdoings. And he says, "Do not be distressed by what you did to me. It was all God's plan." To empathize is to become one in feeling another's pain. It is to take this discomfort on in a way that offers comfort. Then one feels joy. It is a shared experience. It is no longer this is you and this is me, but we are experiencing this together. Let me be a part of this journey with you. And so on this day of Christmas, I want to remind us Jews to be proud of our own Jewish identity, and that it is not too late to empathetically unite with our Christian brothers and sisters, not in celebrating Christmas ourselves or feeling our own sense of loss for the uniqueness of this day, of this season, but in increasing others' joy by acknowledging the significance of their sacred day. It is not too late to wish those you know a very Merry Christmas. So if there are members of our own community concluding their Christmas celebrations who are here with us tonight, and I know many of our staff members as well, I want to wish you a very Merry Christmas. I pray that this day has been meaningful in all the ways that you wished it would be. And to everyone, Shabbat Shalom.
One of our most upheld tenets is to build this world from love. So may we dig deep for that empathy, that compassion, and that love this winter, this holiday season. Olam chesed yibaneh, yadadai, yadai, yadadai, yadai. 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 I will build this world from love. Yadadai, yadai, yadadai, yadai. And you must build. You must build this world from love. Yadadai, yadai, yadadai, yadai. If we build this world from love, yadadai, yadai, yadadai, yadai. Then God will build this world from love. Yadadai, yadai, yadadai, yadai. Olam chesed yibaneh, 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 yadadai, yadai, yadadai, yadai.
And of course, each week we take time to thank God for the lives lived, those who help lead us to this day but are no longer physically present on this earth. And we acknowledge the mourners in our midst by asking the mourners to go into the chat room and enter the names of those individuals they're remembering. If it's a yahrzeit, the anniversary of a loved one, or if you've lost a parent during the past 11 months, or you've lost an immediate family member during the past 30 days. And I particularly call to mind Judith Berg, the mother of Paula Berg, our temple member, Rebecca Cohen, our temple member, Elaine Cadets, the wife of Phil Cadets, Richard Hock, the father of Heather Levinson, our temple member, Carol Kerr, the wife of Mitch and the mother of Susie Lees and Allison Kerr and Dana Snyder, Paul McIntosh, the brother of Sheila McIntosh, Stephen Trainer, the father of Wendy Trainer, our longtime member, Herb Turney, the husband of Deborah, and Ezra Vogel, the brother of Faye Busgang. I've also been asked to recite the name of Rose Freeman, whose yahrzeit is today. And we also mentioned Dorothy Schwartz, the mother of Nancy Schwartz, who just passed away and will be buried on Sunday, and a Zoom memorial service will take place this coming Tuesday. Dorothy's the mother-in-law of our past president, Mike Levinger. And so if you are observing a yahrzeit or in mourning, we invite you to join with us with words of Mourner's Kaddish. As together we say, Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemer Rabba, v'yamad yivrach ruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayachon v'yomechon v'chayeh d'chol Beit Yisrael, b'agalav izman kariv imru amen. Yehei Shemer Rabba mevarach le'olam olamei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shmei d'Grusha B'reichu, Leila min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, dameran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shamaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen.
Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
So before we recite words of Kiddush and Motzi, Rabbi Sherman, I hope you get a good rest next week because you've been working hard on our adult learning. Can you give us a little taste of what's to come?
There's a lot coming in just a few weeks. Thank you, Rabbi. You received an email just the other day, but there are a lot of new programs exploring the psychology of Zionism beginning the first week in January. We have a Hebrew in a Hurry that's going to begin towards the end of the month. Our student rabbinic intern, where he disappeared.
I think I saw him freeze, and then I think
Okay, he's going to be teaching an extraordinary class on texts around social justice and immigration, and so I hope that you will look at all of our offerings that we have coming up. We're really excited about them.
Great. I want to plug Hebrew in a hurry. If you cannot read Hebrew, decode Hebrew, here is your chance. In 4 Zoom sessions, you will come out reading Hebrew. So you can do it. Now's the time. We're going to start in late January. We have a master teacher who I've known for many years teaching. Also, next Shabbat is New Year's Eve. So we have Mamala's, which is a really good restaurant. I don't even know where it is, so I don't get out much.
it's in Cambridge.
On the other side of the river, Rabbi.
The owners are actually cousins of Jerry and Betty Goldberg, who are on my front screen. So they're it's all in the mishpacha. It's all in the family here.
Great. I just know that my family loves their lox and bagels. So you can order from Mamala's this week, and then they'll be delivering it to the temple for Friday night of next week for our New Year's Eve Shabbat. So as we've done in the past, if you have a Kiddush cup and you don't mind.
Can I interrupt just for one more announcement? Before we say Kiddush, at least in Motzi, over my scallion pancake here, I have instructions for the Chinese food oneg that I know all of you are waiting for. I've seen some of you picking away with chopsticks as we've continued services. First of all, I want to invite all of you when we're done with Kiddush and Motzi, if you'd like to say hello to one another, to greet one another and unmute. But soon thereafter, if you're not going to stay on this link for oneg, please log off so that those of us who are going to continue can grab our Chinese food and join our community connections team, who I want to thank so deeply for organizing tonight. They'll put us into breakout rooms and we will continue with our oneg. So simple instructions: sign off if you aren't staying on, grab your Chinese food if you are, and we will see you in a few minutes. Thank you.
Thanks, Rabbi. If you have a Kiddush cup or a challah and you don't mind being on our screens, place it in front of you, and then we'll know that you don't mind a quick, perhaps cameo appearance as the cantor leads us. Let's see the members of our community.
Beautiful. I'm waiting for that big Kiddush cup to appear in front of me.
Here
Here
we
we
go.
go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kodsho be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemase v'reishit. Ki hu yom techila lemikra kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim. Ki vanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh hashabbat. L'chaim.
L'chaim, amen, and Motzi.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, menichalot, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'tei avon. Shabbat
Lots of beautiful
shalom.
calots. Take a bite. And now we'll open up the microphones and wish each other Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom, everybody.